destruction. Communities left reeling after a devastating hailstorm barrels through southern Alberta. Slow down the impact of street racing in Calgary neighborhoods. And it's the most wholesome PDA you'll ever see for all to see.
I keep saying, Shane, you don't have to keep doing this because I know it's tiring. He gets up so early in the morning.
To Sandy with love.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Camilla Di Giuseppe.
Good evening. The cleanup is underway after a massive storm ripped through southern Alberta yesterday. It toppled power lines and transmission towers, knocking out electricity to 5,000 customers, snapped trees, damaged crops and homes, and resulted in the death of some farm animals at a local petting zoo. Terry Fikowski reports.
The sound of a massive cleanup underway at this petting zoo outside of Brooks, Alberta, after a strong storm blew in fast.
Storm was literally like 100 yards off the gravel road, white hail wall, and it just was coming. There's no stopping it.
The storm shattered every window and caused $80,000 worth of damage to farm equipment and property. But it also toppled big trees, crushing and killing a pony and beloved camel, Stoli.
Gets rough. I mean, he's part of the family, right? He's been known around the whole area here. People at Brooks, visitors have come through.
The strength of the storm evident as you drive into Brooks, with nearly every home peppered with holes from ping-pong-size hail and strong winds.
You can see the big holes here along the side.
Galen Lilac is still assessing the damage to her home and helping neighbors clean up the community.
The lightning was like just one on top of the other, and the thunder was so loud you couldn't hardly even hear that over top of how loud the hail was.
A scary situation for those on the roads when the storm hit too. RCMP say a vehicle with people inside became trapped under a live power line that collapsed on Highway 1 just outside of Brooks. It was shut down for hours on Thursday as crews worked to restore power to the region.
Rolled through in approximately 10 to 15 minutes, but rolled through with extreme winds, large hail, and caused mass amounts of damage to our customers and to our facilities.
A sobering reminder about Mother Nature's wrath.
It was scary. It was scary.
Very heartbreaking.
Terry Fikowski, CTV News in Brooks.
Danielle is in now, and taking a look at that storm more than 24 hours later. We saw the damage, but you have more details about just how big this storm truly is.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the exceptional piece to this storm is that it tracked as a supercell 600 kilometers. So it developed just to the east of High River and tracked as a supercell all the way into Saskatchewan. That's not a common thing for it to last that long. That's a long path of destruction. Now, what we know so far about what this delivered is close to 150 kilometer per hour gusts. That's the maximum one so far. But again, this is all under investigation. We have Northern Tornado Project, Northern Hail Project, Environment and Climate Change Canada. They do an investigation with reports and also looking at the damage. So yes, 150 kilometer per hour gusts that they've confirmed, but likely higher than that in some localized areas. Golf ball size hail has been confirmed as well with the system, but there were reports of baseball size hail, so we're still waiting on that confirmation. So it was quite a system, absolutely. Looking at the day planner, nothing like that for sure. We are in for this long, stable stretch, a whole lot of sunshine tomorrow, just slightly on the cooler side with a high of 21.
Danielle, thank you. A suspect who police say crashed a stolen SUV and then took off running with a broken leg was 5 blocks out before officers nabbed him. Not only is the stolen Toyota RAV4 heavily damaged, but the parked vehicle it plowed into is likely a write-off, according to its owner. Just after 8 p.m., first responders were called to the 4800 block of Niven Road Northwest. Air and canine support were called in to find the suspect, who was arrested and now faces charges. Bob Critch says this is the second time in over a year that his vehicle has been hit in almost the same spot.
Well, I was at home and I got a phone call, and this lady tells me, she says, "You better come downstairs, Bob." She says, "Somebody after hitting your car." So I said, "Of course, I'll be down in a couple of minutes." I come down and this is what I look into.
Fortunately, no innocent bystanders were injured in this incident. Calgary police say street racing and excessive speed is a growing concern in the city, and they don't have all the tools to properly fight it. Not only can it be deadly, it's a major nuisance for those living near roads turned racetracks. Jordan Canigan has more.
Even through triple-paned windows, those living near Calgary's major roads can still hear it.
There's just a lot of excessive speeding. It sounds at some point like they're racing or they're just traveling in large groups. And you'll often hear them doing laps.
Engines revving, tires squealing, and speeders racing down Stony Trail.
During the day, it's not bad in that, but at night, there's definitely some street racing going on from, I don't know, all hours of the night.
And the speeding and street racing can be much more serious than just a sound complaint.
A lot of these people overestimate their skill level, and we've seen people at high speeds have a collision, and at those higher speeds, the impact is so much greater that it causes serious injury or death.
Police say there have already been 112 street racing incidents this year so far. That's up from 96 total last year. 20% of those racing calls have been on Stony Trail.
You know, it's just over 100-kilometer roadway all around, and when you hear in that 37-minute time frame of completing that loop, it's having a significant impact. And it's not only a danger to the people doing the street racing, it's a danger to the people that are commuting on that roadway.
The city has also recorded 23 fatal collisions on Calgary roads so far in 2025. There were 29 in all of 2024. Investigators are considering speed a factor in about 30% of the deadly crashes this year.
It tells me the way that we're doing enforcement right now isn't working. So that's why seizure of vehicles would be a nice tool in our belt. If people are going over a certain speed, it would be nice if we were able to do that.
Jordan Canigan, CTV News, Calgary.
The province will unveil a strategy against street racing next week. The Alberta-wide campaign will include billboards and radio ads urging people to slow down. The grieving family of a 16-year-old Calgary girl who died from her injuries in a jet ski-related accident in Ontario say her legacy will live on through others as a donor. A week ago today, Ava Sussums was airlifted to hospital with life-threatening injuries after she and 3 teen girls hit a break wall on a lake in southern Ontario. Ontario Provincial Police say the jet ski was pulling a tube. Emergency crews and nearby residents pulled the girls from the water. A 17-year-old died in hospital. A 15- and 17-year-old were transported with non-life-threatening injuries. Ava's family say she passed away yesterday, but through several tissue and organ donations, she will live on. A GoFundMe page has been set up to help the Sussums foster family to help them with financial expenses. Court records for a Calgary man accused of kidnapping a 12-year-old boy in Airdrie reveal he has twice been convicted of child pornography-related offenses. 37-year-old Zane Elnur Merchant is facing 9 new charges. RCMP say a child escaped an abduction when a group of Airdrie teens arranged to meet a man in a catch-a-predator-style scheme Monday night. Merchant will remain in custody until his next court appearance in a week. CTV News has learned he had served a 2-year sentence for possession of child pornography from 2021. He was convicted again in 2023 for accessing child porn. Court ordered him not to contact anyone under age 16. An expert in policing and social media says this creep catcher trend is appealing to youngsters but very dangerous.
We could surmise that children 11 and 12 who are online on social media, they might see these videos and they might see that it has hundreds of thousands of likes or shares, and this would be a way then to, I think, fairly quickly go viral online and to receive attention.
Schneider adds that police are better trained and equipped to approach suspected predators, and getting involved actually can backfire on active investigations. Premier Danielle Smith is defending her government's policy that could force many Albertans to pay for their own COVID-19 shot this fall. She maintains mitigating costs is her main goal. But CTV News has confirmed with the BC government, any Canadian who heads to the province can get the shot for free. BC residents will, however, be given top priority, but it could be a cost saver for Albertans. This week, the province backtracked on charging healthcare workers for the COVID shot. They joined the immunocompromised or AISH recipients who are also exempt. But details on who else might be eligible is still unknown. The COVID vaccine is estimated at around $110 per shot. Premier Smith says the province ordered 485,000 doses of COVID vaccines for this fall, about 250,000 less than last year, to adjust for what she is calling falling demand.
This was a vaccine that was covered for 3 years by the federal government, and they chose to stop funding it. And so we had to make an assessment of what it would cost us if we resumed covering it in the same way that they did. The challenge is that fewer and fewer people each year are choosing to seek the COVID vaccine. Last year it was only 13.7%. And so we have a mismatch of how much we're ordering versus what the demand is.
Vaccine advocates are concerned about limited access to COVID shots in Alberta. Pharmacies are excluded from the rollout this time around, and they will only be available at Alberta public health centres. The Premier was in Calgary today to mark the opening of a new recovery community. It's the fourth of its kind in Alberta. It provides holistic long-term treatment for people pursuing recovery from addiction. The centre has 74 beds and capacity to serve up to 300 people each year. A total of 11 communities will have recovery facilities by 2027. Central Memorial Park was the scene of a pop-up care village today.
This could look like homelessness, this could look like poverty, or if you're a family and you are living below the poverty line and you just want to bring kids out, have a fun event, this is the right place for you.
Representatives from more than 40 organizations were on hand, most focused on health, social services, and housing. An optometry bus offered eye exams, and there was a free clothing store. There was entertainment and an art show as well. The event moved to Memorial Park this year from Olympic Plaza because of ongoing construction there. Well, they have been married for 29 years, and still he finds ways to say, I love you. We'll have more on this ode to his dear Sandy next.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
Demand for orange juice is drying up in Canada. Shipments to Canada plummeted in June, the lowest in more than 2 decades. Supply issues in states like Florida because of disease and extreme weather are factors. Retaliatory tariffs on U.S. citrus and orange juices are also at play.
We're clearly feeling the impact of the steel and aluminum tariffs. These retaliatory tariffs were intended to do the same thing to the U.S.
Sunterra Market in Calgary says some shoppers are branching out, trying lower-priced mango and pineapple juice instead. 10 nonprofit groups in Calgary will receive grants from the city to enable people to keep and maintain housing. The grants from the Home program add up to more than $1 million. It provides funding to projects that increase housing stability and support successful tenancies. While the funds don't build more affordable housing, they are meant to provide the social supports to help people find and maintain housing.
What we hear from them is that this helps immensely in not only how they can serve the groups they're looking to serve, but also in building partnerships with other organizations, which is really the goal of this program.
The city started the program in 2017. One Calgary couple's marriage has really gone this distance as they celebrate 75 years wedded bliss.
I never gave it a thought.
Jack and Beryl Delorme married on August 19th in 1950. They are celebrating with loved ones at Cactus Club Barlow Trail there. The couple have 3 children. They spent a lot of time playing games with the Thorncliffe Seniors Group. Jack and Beryl say their reason their relationship is long-lasting is simple.
My wife is easy to get along with. I really don't have any problems with her. That's why we've 75 years have lasted.
He's very good to me.
Oh, that's what it is.
Just hang in there.
And that's also the advice they would share to newlyweds. Just hang in there. It's easy today to send a heart emoji to someone you love, but a Calgary man has been taking his heartfelt messages to the next level for 29 years. Shane Basson is the man behind the massive hearts that commuters see driving north of McLeod Trail at Canyon Meadows Overpass. The hearts are for his loving wife, Sandy. Kevin Fleming has more.
It's just after 4 a.m. and the perfect time for Shane Basson to put up a heart for his wife, Sandy. He uses wire stakes and surveyor's tape in the summer and only leaves it up for a few days in case the city comes to cut the grass.
Just once the police went by, because I'm there early, and they shone those big lights at me, and I just went and waved at them. And they just waved at me and then went away. I thought they were coming up to tell me to leave or something, but no.
The finished heart is visible to all the commuters heading north on McLeod Trail. When there's no snow, Basson only puts the hearts up a few times for Sandy's birthday or anniversary. But in the winter, the signs are up after every snowfall, and he tries to be creative.
I took a generator with Christmas tree lights, and I went up there and started it, and it worked. And I was like, oh, come on. It was cool. And then I went, I can't leave it here, though, because the generator. So I called her. I said, you better go look. And then I had to shut it off. But that was a pretty good one. It was fun.
The tradition started after their second meeting 29 years ago. And 2 years later, they were married.
I keep saying, Shane, you don't have to keep doing this, because I know it's tiring. He gets up so early in the morning and does it and stuff. And I say, you know, I appreciate it, I love it, and it makes me feel special, but I feel, you know, after 29 years, but it's kind of, so it's nice to see and stuff like that, and yeah, I enjoy it. So if he wants to keep going, I'm okay with that.
Shane picked a spot that Sandy drives by on her daily work commute, and it makes her smile every time she sees his messages.
But honestly, I'm going to keep doing this till I can.
Basson says not many people know who's behind the love notes, and when they find out, they're impressed. Kevin Fleming, CTV News, Calgary.
Danielle's up next with her Skywatch forecast, and she's sending it with love as well. Lots of sunshine warming up. Details next.
Well, yesterday was a very active and even dangerous day for many communities in southern Alberta. Today was quiet, and we're looking at about a 10-day stretch of quiet, stable weather for most communities in southern Alberta, and we haven't really seen a stretch like this. Before we get into that longer range forecast, today the daytime high in Calgary just 20s, so a little below normal for this time of year. Normal is about 22, lower 20s and through Vancouver and Prince George, and those mid-20s for Winnipeg, Ottawa, Montreal, Fredericton for today. All right, radar and satellite, you can see the quiet in southern Alberta for today. It looks like the system is tracking down. However, we have a ridge of high pressure building in that's forcing this up and around us. So that will be a Saskatchewan issue, but it's not going to be anything for us. Here's that ridge of high pressure that will continually build really for the rest of this week and much of next week. So while we're on the cooler side now, we're looking at really bumping up to not just the mid-20s by the weekend, but the high 20s for much of next week because of this ridge. Okay, looking at the futurecast and the hour by hour, and I'm going to advance this for the next couple of days, and there you go, nothing, just sunshine, the good stuff. 21 degrees for tomorrow. So again, that's around where we should be for this time of year. 23 for Saturday, same idea. Mid-20s though by Sunday, and then as we get into next week, just to advance this, next week we're looking at those high 20s for pretty much the entire week, lasting from Monday up until about Saturday.
Danielle, thanks so much. It might not be the Battle of Alberta, but first in the West, Rough Riders are coming to town for a showdown with the Stampeders this weekend. Next. McMahon Stadium will be on another level Saturday night when the two top teams in the West face each other. The Saskatchewan Roughriders are first in the West. The Calgary Stampeders are second and trying to chase them down. And the Stamps may get some help on defense. Glenn Campbell reports.
Pressure coming, and it gets knocked at the
the line. And Adam Bighill is down.
Adam Bighill hasn't played a game since September 1st of 2024. That's when he tore up his knee in the Labor Day Classic against the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Despite being 36 years old, Bighill vowed he would return to play football. He signed with the Stamps this season and is getting very close to returning.
Yeah, I'm hoping Dave lets me go. You know, at the end of the day, there's some always roster conversations that sometimes there's nothing you can control. I'm just hoping that, you know, this week it works out for me. But regardless, we got guys that are ready to play, and you know, I'm just waiting for my opportunity to get out there. So when it's time, it'll be time. But I'm optimistic.
And so is the head coach.
Certainly not in this business of rushing guys back, but I think he's ready. Just got to decide, you know, how we're going to work this and roster. One of the things we as a team we've talked about, you got to earn it, and he's doing that. He's doing his right things, and I guess I just got to play it out.
Bighill has never been through anything like this and admits there's been a lot of adversity. He's always loved football, but this has made him appreciate the game even more.
I mean, they always say you don't know how much you appreciate something until it's gone. You know, I think that's always true. I mean, no matter how much gratitude you have, and that's something I always try to have, is gratitude. You know, still it takes that to another realization of really what it's like to be out here, what it's really like to be with the guys. And
even though Bighill hasn't been playing, he's still there to help the team any way he can, giving advice when needed.
As soon as he signed, man, my eyes lit up. I couldn't. As soon as I seen the news, I was so excited. He's been great to this locker room, man, just helping guys out with film. His experience, it's good to see him out here on the field, too.
Glenn Campbell, CTV Sports, Calgary.
Kickoff for Saturday's game, 5 o'clock at McMahon. A brouhaha on a Red Deer golf course has inspired the creation of a new beer, the Turnaski. Video of the fight between former NHL enforcer Nick Turnaski and another man at the Alberta Springs golf course went viral earlier this summer. It was viewed tens of millions of times online. Now, Turnaski and Darkwoods Brewing in Innisfail have partnered to create a light lager. Nick Bell, co-owner of Darkwoods Brewing, says Turnaski used to coach him when he played hockey.
We've had some great response from the community. Everyone thinks it's just the coolest thing and kind of the funniest thing, to be honest. Getting phone calls and messages all from his hockey teams back when he played in the NHL, down in Vegas all the way to Florida, and they're asking me to send it all the way to there. And
police declined to investigate the incident. The other man involved in the fight posted a video online apologizing for his role in it. Turnaski has been cleared to return as a coach for Red Deer minor hockey this upcoming season. Well, cheers to that, I guess. All right, that's it for us here at CTV News at 11:30. Thanks for watching. Have a great night.